of all, what season are we in? Now, I caught the trailer, but I'm not even sure what season we in. I thought that they were wrapping up season 8, 9. Y'all tell me in the comments. So the Love and Marriage Huntsville trailer has dropped. Assuming this is the part where Mel took the girls on a trip. Most commentators for Love and Marriage Huntsville caught on to the fact that something may have happened on this trip months ago. Some even suggested that Stormi and Mel got into it. And then people alluded to Mel's friend. I cannot think of her name right now for some reason. I know she's a doctor, y'all. Charge it to my mind and not my heart. But we saw that the friend actually got into it with Latisha. I could have guessed that. Friends, it's your girl, Tink Marche, back with some commentary about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've been struggling over here to upload videos, y'all. But there is no way in hell I was going to allow anything to stand in my way to give my commentary on the new trailer. Shortly, either before this video or after this video, I do have some past commentary that was actually recorded like 3 or 4 days ago. Make sure y'all stick around for that. I'm basically giving my commentary on Carlos King's comments about Kiki Jabbar's passing. I spoke about my theories on why I felt like the show was pulling away for some time, but as y'all see, they're rolling out trailers. So which one is it, Carlos King? Pretty much let Carlos King have it in my last video, either before or after this, whenever I can get it up for you. I'm not even gonna let him have it in this one. This is all about the trailer of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I hate to even admit this, but Marcel was right. Because I'm coming right back around there so I can check this out for myself. Is that wrong? I mean, if they're going to start talking about their real life and give their real emotions and thoughts in real time, why not? That's been my plight this whole time. And I need them to back up off my girl Mel. Anyways, y'all, so I want to talk about the key parts that really stood out to me in the trailer. Yes, we can start with Miss Stormie Steele. Stormie girl. We'll at some point talk about, what's her name? I can't never think of her fucking name when I want to. What is her name? Destiny and Jesus Christ. Sunny. I will circle back and talk about Sunny, y'all. Like, I forgot in real time. I'm sorry. Y'all already know Martell Holt stole the show. Martell Holt stole the show, but I'm going to save the best for last. Mel is me, y'all. When I'm over some shit, like, you're going to see it all on my face. So, as Stormie, Destiny, and I think Latisha, Kimmy, all the girls is just sitting at the table, they're having a conversation. Stormie says she's upset with Mel because of her fan base, whom is the woman that showed up to Stormie's warehouse. Y'all know the story. It feels like Mel should have controlled her fans enough for her not to snap and her potentially face charges for snapping on this woman and allegedly threatening her. I've already told y'all how I felt about anybody showing up to anybody's residence, place of business, especially if you have said stuff about them online. Just don't. I respectfully disagree, which I definitely appreciate, but we can have a difference of opinions. I wasn't deleting comments. You can say what you have to say. Just know that I'm going to respond too, especially if it's going all the way left. Meet me with the same energy I'm meeting you. Oh, by the way, I want to apologize. Here I go, ADHD. But I want to apologize if I snap on you and I'm in the middle of something that's bothering me, like such as what was going on with Kiki, and I mistake your comment to be one of those, because if I see somebody talking crap, and I'm already like in the mood and I'm reading comment after comment, sometimes I don't even read all of your comment. I just read maybe 1 or 2 sentences, not to piss myself off. So I assume that you're a part of that clan, and then I'll go off. I do apologize if I've ever done that to you. I mean no harm, seriously. Plus, on top of that, I was given the heads up some weeks ago that there are people that despise Mel, have male bashing hate groups, come under the comments of the content creators that's supporting Mel to agitate them. We talking all that talk, not the shit on Scorpio, because I was raised by a Scorpio, married to a Scorpio child. Mama was a Scorpio, all of that. So I know the Scorpio energy oh so well. I don't never hear nobody giving it up for the Tauruses. All of that, if need be. Just don't push us. But I know y'all want to get back to the trailer, and y'all also badly want to hear what Tink Marche got to say. Here we go. This isn't Stormie's first time insinuating that Mel can control the masses, because she got mad at Mel because stated that somebody had recorded her in her home some years back. And people insinuated that it was Stormie. And that's when Stormie's mama jumped in and got under the comments. I typically have those in the vault, but for the sake of time, just know that those messages are still out there on Twitter. Mel has called Stormie out a couple of times in reference to what her mom has said on social media, asking her at one point, did you always know that your mom didn't like me? In which Stormi danced around the question, what am I getting to? This woman has said on multiple occasions that people have to approach Betty in a certain type of way. They have to prove themselves to her. Like, girl, who is your mama? Why the fuck you think Mel got to prove herself to your mama? But y'all know my favorite word, nevertheless. Nevertheless, here she is in this scene saying some of the same sentiments Betty has said in the past. Basically saying that Mel could have controlled that content creator that went to her warehouse. Ma'am, if Mel could control her fan base, don't you think she could have controlled her husband for not stepping outside the house? I'm not meaning that as an insult. I'm not saying that to like demean Mel in any kind of way because that's my girl. But damn, y'all give Mel way too much credit than y'all should. These people are grown behind these cameras at the end of the day. At least I hope. Sometimes they don't act like grown folks, but they're pretty grown. It's like some of the content creators and supporters purchased a ticket to go see Mel live. People are making a conscious decision to come out and troll you in person. That's something that one person cannot stop. I mean, what did you want her to say exactly? I never really hear the same rhetoric or talking points when it comes to Mel. There has been so many egregious attacks on her and her children. I have not heard y'all say not one damn word. And some of those folks support the Scotts. Majority of those folks support the Scotts. You see Mel telling them to get their fan base, tell them to be quiet, other than Latisha's mama. Because that's actually somebody she can talk to. That's her family member. She speaks to her on a daily basis. Starting to believe the only reason why these people are using this talking point is because they just can't handle the fame. It's just a weak ass argument. Stormi, if you want people to stop showing up to your house, you have a platform. Use it. Stop thinking that people are going to render you aid every time somebody says something online that you don't like or do something to you that you don't like. And everything that I'm saying is my own thoughts and viewpoints based off of information I'm seeing on social media. Specifically, this trailer that was dropped. Now, mind you, this is just a tidbit of what we're seeing on the 4-minute trailer. Who's to say her and Mel didn't find maybe some common ground? I mean, I just find it extremely exhausting to watch these group of people, grown folks at that, throw tantrum. They're holding court with Mel as if she has the ultimate power or this magic wand to stop people's public opinions about how they feel genuinely about the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Ultimately, you're mad at that content creator, not Mel. I don't blame Mel for 1 second for looking at you crazy and shutting that conversation down, because that's misguided anger, sweetheart. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And you're not going to make it about me. Neil Fletcher. Neil Fletcher, I've been telling y'all for a minute, is a snake. You know what? I retract that. Neil Fletcher is a flip-flopper, though. A woman that stands for nothing will fall for anything. Her principles are so dated. Morale is just questionable. She run information back to Mel about Martell. The way she does what production want her to do, and that's just planting certain information or sparking certain conversations, even though Mel has shown that she's uncomfortable or she just don't want to talk about it. She's just not interested. Neil will keep trying so that she can get that camera time for one. And ultimately, she got a job to do. And in my opinion, she's a social climber. I said this before, I'll say it again. What was eye-opening to me about Neil Fletcher's character, how she flip-flopped on Kiki Jabbar during the Houston trip. All that screaming and yelling and crying in Latisha's face was performative to me, especially after knowing how disrespectful Latisha had become towards Neil. Dismissive she was when they had that dinner, Chris Fletcher, Neil, Marcel, and Latisha. How Latisha was rambling off her credentials with Miss Neil trying to compare resumes. I feel like essentially she was trying to size her up to see, are you here to take my spot? Spot I feel like she's been struggling to get ever since Mel divorced Martell. And it wasn't the fact that she had to tell Kiki she had to go home. Just a simple fact of her breaking down in front of Latisha and Marcel, giving them that satisfaction. All because you wanted to prove your loyalty and friendship to them, somebody that didn't even see you, someone who was fit to be in that circle to begin with. Very odd, very odd. In this trailer, Neil and Mel is having a conversation about an interview that Chris and Neil did on Carlos King's YouTube channel. She compared Martel and Mel by saying that both of them are stubborn. My thing is, are you deeming her stubborn because she won't listen to your outdated ass viewpoint? And the nail in the coffin for me with you is how you try to equate your situation with your son, with Mel having to protect herself against Martel. You are the type of person, in my opinion, the type of woman that would literally see your friend suffering in a relationship of marriage, whether it be AB, cheating, financial abuse, as long as that man is taking care of home financially, you would tell that woman to stay. In my opinion, with the Martell situation and your sons going to jail, that had nothing to do with a black man's struggle. I'm sure there are some things that your sons have done to women in the past and you just turn a blind eye because they're your sons. Like, you look like the type that will encourage the woman to do her womanly duties for your son, even if it means tucking his grown ass in at night. You would encourage somebody else's daughter to bend over backwards for your sons, all while your sons is running them up. I'm not saying as a friend to Mel you have to kiss her ass, but I'm saying that a lot of your arguments be subjective as fuck. A good friend wouldn't see their friend suffering for so long and still encourage them to stay. A good friend would encourage their friend to do whatever is necessary for the betterment of them, no matter who you was friends with first. And bottom line, a good friend wouldn't sell out for a show. So if your friendship with Mel has gotten to the point to where she's cutting you off, thank yourself. I can understand some disagreements here and there, but the fact that you criticize Mel so harshly, all while begging another woman that you hardly know for a friendship, is insanity to me. Martell Holt and Marcel gets into it. Actually, Martell is upset that Marcel went and did an interview. And I think I know what interview he's talking about. You know, he gave a statement to the news once Martell was arrested. In typical Scott fashion, they can speak on everybody else's situation, but can't nobody say anything about theirs. Martell been knowing these people longer than Mel did, so he knows what type of people that he's dealing with. He just hated when the shit come back around on him. Funny when it's other people. But it ain't cool when it ain't your business. Anyways, child, they arguing. Marcel proceeds to say that, I'm going to tell you to your face, I don't have no respect for you. Martell responds and says, you bitch ass nigga. He got him a BAN, y'all. My mouth dropped to the damn floor. I said, whoa. He said, what? Said that with his whole ass chest. This instantly irritated Marcel. But he should be used to being called the BAN word because, I mean, Stormie done call him that. And Stormie lived to see another day, so he shouldn't give a damn about another man calling him that. As a matter of fact, didn't he tell Stormie to call him Mr. Bitch? Y'all, I could be making shit up, but I think I remember that. Y'all tell me. I remember the scene when Melody and Latisha finally sat down after, weeks or months maybe of not talking, and Mel said that she was dealing with her own stuff. They finally were able to sit down and have a conversation about their friendship. Well, at least we thought that that's where the conversation was going to go, but Latisha got mad in true Latisha fashion, and she begins to bring up stuff that had nothing to do with the conversation, which was Martell was riding around with Ariane, and they had matching BMW. Now, that's the vibe this scene gave me. Martell drops a bomb, as you guys already know, and he basically told Marcel like we was F and B's together. Now, somebody did us a solid, and they slowed it down a bit and took a screen grab of what Martell was saying in the background, because Marcel was talking so loud he didn't want him to talk, as he typically does. We seen him do this with Kiki when Kiki was getting ready to air his ass out. That didn't work. If you are the woman that screen grabbed this photo, shout out to you. I sure do appreciate you. So you see it says, my boy Isaiah, keep going big, fella, I'm done. Martell basically said, my boy Isaiah. Marcel said, keep going, big fella, I'm done. Latisha looks at Marcel, typical Latisha fashion. Can we go home? Here is what I think happened. Y'all, I could be absolutely wrong because now it's making sense. I truly believe because of the rumors that were swirling around about Marcel cheating on Latisha for all these years, maybe he gave her a hall pass. I could be absolutely wrong, and I don't mind retracting my statement and saying that I'm incorrect, but this is my first hunch. I believe that they gave each other a pass. Especially Marcel gave Latisha a pass, which is why she had such weird energy when that conversation would come up in the first place about Marcel cheating. Remember the conversations about Latisha saying that she got pregnant? Y'all remember how Marcel reacted to that? He also has said in the past that Latisha has cheated to her, that he got to watch her, allegedly. Rumors about Marcel, Martel, and Maurice sleeping with women together has been swarming since the start of season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Matter of fact, Ariane has already said that this is what they like to do. And also the rumors in the beginning of season 1 was that Marcel, Martel, and Maurice ended up purchasing property together specifically so that they can have a bachelor pad to bring women back to the apartment, home, business, whatever. All the OG watchers, this was around the time that Marcel may have a secret child out there in Alabama, allegedly. So this isn't even a shock to me. It's just shocking how Martell said it. Even though Martell has said on several occasions that he would never tell what he knows about Marcel and Maurice. No, I've always said that Martell was going to turn on them. Latisha has got to be mad because she told Marcel that she never wanted to go back into business with Martell. She truly did not trust him. Now look at him. Should have listened to your wife, Marcel. You should have listened to your wife. Either way, Martell let it out the bag that Latisha may have slept with Martell's homeboy, Isaiah, allegedly. Isaiah, step to the front. Isaiah, it's your time to shine. Unless you're under an NDA, you need to come to the forefront. Now, I would not be surprised if Marcel didn't already know this, like I said, and he just gave his wife a pass to talk to Isaiah or whomever, especially when you reflect back to when Latisha was in a car crying. The news of Marcel sleeping with her hairstylist, I think, was swarmed. That man had to make it up to his wife. But I feel this way because of how Marcel was acting. Think about it. Men cannot handle it when the same is being done to them, specifically when there's another man involved. Initially, I think he thought he could take it all in. I think he thought the mature thing is to allow Latisha to do what he has done to her over the past few years or longer, allegedly. But then it started to settle in. Another man is talking to my wife. Although he said on TV that he was just depressed from working and just having to figure stuff out, I truly believe that that was overwhelmingly probably a part of the reason why he had to go to Africa by himself. And Latisha allowed him to. Martell has said before that Marcel slept with 20 different women. No, there has been women that came under my post and said that they slept with Marcel, but he goes under a different alias. And there may be NDAs involved, allegedly. So I assume to spare Latisha the heartache and pain, and especially to keep her in the household, he allowed her to go have a little fun. That's just my hypothesis. I could be absolutely wrong, but that's the vibe that is given. I think he just couldn't handle it. At the end, Latisha was trying to force him to stay, even though they had an agreement that she could go have some fun. She had to force that man to stay in the house. He gave her an ultimatum. Remember? He said, if I have to stay here instead of going to the other house, it's going to have to cost you. Footage of Marcel sitting down with the new couple, I can't think of her name, Tish ex-husband, trying to give him some advice about sticking around for the family and being there as a family man and not wanting another man having your daughter sit on their knee and all that weird shit, which is really beside the point, because if you're not happy in a relationship, you damn sure should not stay because of the kids. You're going to make yourself miserable, and kids know. Kids are not dumb, and they will figure it out, and you may be doing more damage than good. Worst advice, because look at him. When he was telling that man all that advice, it went in one ear, out the other, because that is such surface level advice, especially when you factor in the kids' emotional well-being. I've known people that's been raised in two-parent households. Parents been married for 20 plus years. In some cases, those children grow up to be worse off than people that was raised by a single mama or daddy. So that scene did not move me not one bit, because it appears that Marcel was actually speaking to himself through the ex-husband of Tish. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this new trailer, y'all. Tell me what y'all think below. My thoughts and opinions could change in the near future, but until then, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop down in the comments. It's time to talk.